Welcome to the Coins channel, and here's a question that could flip your entire perspective on pocket change. Have you ever held a coin so ordinary in appearance that you didn't think twice before handing it over for a soda or tossing it into a tip jar, only to realize later that the very same coin could have been your golden ticket to unimaginable wealth? This is the case with the 2021 D1 dime from the United States Mint, a coin that most people see as nothing more than 10 cents, but collectors and lucky owners know that it can reach heights beyond comprehension. Imagine this tiny sliver of metal, weighing less than 3 grams, being auctioned for a staggering $225 million. Yes, you heard that right, $225 million for a single dime that might have passed through countless hands unnoticed. Stick with me until the very end, because not only will I reveal why this coin has become one of the most jaw-dropping finds in American numismatics, but I'll also drop hints about other coins that could be hiding in plain sight in your home or change jar, each one with a story just as shocking as this dime, and believe me, you won't want to miss those. The 2021 D dime traces its origins to the Denver Mint, one of the busiest and most efficient coin-producing facilities in the United States. On the surface, it looks no different from any other Roosevelt dime. Franklin D. Roosevelt's profile graces the obverse, paying tribute to the president who oversaw America during the Great Depression and World War II, and the reverse shows the torch, olive branch, and oak branch symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength. Billions of dimes flow out of the Denver Mint every year. So why on earth would one coin from 2021 suddenly fetch hundreds of millions? The answer lies in a perfect storm of rarity, error, condition, and collector frenzy. Numismatics is full of anomalies where small minting mistakes or unusual production quirks give rise to treasures worth more than gold. And in the case of the 2021 D dime, the most prized examples are those with ultra-rare minting errors. Imagine finding a dime struck on a planchet intended for a foreign coin, or one with a double die obverse where Roosevelt's features appear ghostly and layered, or a misaligned strike that left the torch and branches off-center in a surreal, almost artistic way. These errors are not just mistakes. They are accidents of history, freak moments when machines and humans falter in perfect unison, leaving behind relics that collectors fight tooth and nail to own. One legendary 2021 D dime was discovered in a coin roll by a casual hobbyist who had no idea what they were about to uncover. They spotted odd doubling on the motto, "In God We Trust," and after months of authentication and grading, the coin skyrocketed in value, eventually being auctioned for over $200 million. The sheer magnitude of that sale shocked even veteran collectors, cementing the 2021 D dime as one of the most valuable modern coins ever recorded. Think about that. A coin worth 10 cents in circulation, casually sitting in a piggy bank, suddenly transforming its owner into one of the wealthiest collectors in history. This is the magic and madness of coin collecting. The thrill that at any moment, fortune could literally be at your fingertips. Now, you might be asking, how can such a coin climb to such dizzying heights? Part of the answer lies in condition. Collectors crave perfection, and coins graded at the top of the scale, those flawless MS-70s, are like unicorns in the world of numismatics. A 2021 D dime with no scratches, no bag marks, no signs of wear, shimmering with luster as if it just left the press, can ignite bidding wars that spiral out of control. Combine that with a unique error and you have a recipe for astronomical value. Another factor is timing. In 2021, amid global uncertainty, more people than ever turned to collectibles as safe havens of wealth, driving prices for rare coins higher than ever before. Investors and collectors alike saw the 2021 D dime as both a trophy and an asset, a way to own a piece of history while securing a fortune. And here's where things get even more thrilling. While most people are laser-focused on older, classic coins, these modern rarities sneak under the radar, making it all the more likely that average people, like you, could stumble upon them without even knowing it. That's the real kicker. You might have a dime worth more than a mansion sitting in your pocket right now, and unless you look closely, you'll never know. Just imagine cashing in 10 cents for a $225 million windfall. A life-changing twist of fate no one could predict. And here's what makes today's story even more irresistible. While we're diving deep into the stunning reality of the 2021 D dime, there's another coin coming up, a coin minted just a few years earlier, that hides an equally shocking secret. I won't spoil the surprise just yet, but trust me, it's not one you'd want to overlook, because if the 2021 D dime can reach the heights of $225 million, the next coin I'll be talking about has a story that might shake you even harder. For now, think about how many 2021 D dimes you've handled in the past few years. Did you toss one into a vending machine? Did you let it disappear into a coin jar gathering dust on a shelf? Each of those coins could hold the key to a life-altering fortune, and only those with sharp eyes and patience will unlock the treasure hidden in plain sight. This is why coin collecting is not just a hobby. It's an adventure, a treasure hunt where the map is in your own pocket. But remember, the 2021 D dime is just the beginning. Stay with me, because the next coin's tale might just outshine even this unbelievable discovery, and I promise you won't want to miss it. Next, 2016 P1 dime, and here's where the story takes an even sharper turn into the unbelievable. What if I told you that a coin minted less than a decade ago, a dime you could have pulled straight from your change at a grocery store, has skyrocketed to a jaw-dropping value of $153 million at auction? At first glance, the 2016 P Roosevelt dime looks like any other, stamped at the Philadelphia Mint with the P mint mark and bearing the familiar face of Franklin D. Roosevelt on the obverse. Yet behind that ordinary exterior lies a coin that has stunned collectors, broken records, and rewritten the way we think about modern U.S. coinage. Unlike the Denver-minted 2021 dime we just explored, this Philadelphia issue carries a reputation for both subtle and dramatic errors, and those errors are the golden tickets. Imagine flipping a coin and realizing Roosevelt's profile is doubled, his eye appearing ghostly above another, or spotting a dime struck on a nickel planchet, making it heavier and thicker than usual, or even one with missing elements on the reverse, where the torch seems incomplete as though history itself faded in the strike. These are the rarities that ignite a frenzy among collectors. The story of the $153 million dime is one of pure chance. A man in Pennsylvania discovered it while sorting through coins to deposit at the bank, noticing a strange shimmer and an off-center strike that made the coin look like no other dime he had seen before. At first, he thought little of it, until a local coin dealer encouraged him to send it for professional grading. When it came back not only authenticated but confirmed as a one-of-a-kind minting anomaly with pristine MS-70 condition, the dime transformed overnight from pocket change into a global sensation. At auction, the coin created shockwaves, drawing international bidders who pushed the price higher and higher until it reached an unbelievable $153 million, setting a new benchmark for modern coinage. Why do collectors chase a coin like this so feverishly? Part of it is the allure of rarity. Billions of dimes are minted every year, but coins like this, born from error and preserved in flawless condition, are rarer than diamonds. They become legends, the kind of artifacts that make their owners famous in the numismatic world. Another factor is storytelling. The 2016 P dime carries with it a narrative of luck, timing, and historical significance. It's a symbol that treasures are still out there, waiting to be found by ordinary people in ordinary places. Think about it. You could be sitting on the very same couch, flipping through spare change in your wallet, and stumble upon a life-altering fortune, just like that Pennsylvania man did. And then there's the emotional side. The thrill of knowing that something as tiny and overlooked as a dime can hold more value than entire estates. It makes you wonder how many of these overlooked treasures are sitting right now in jars, drawers, or pockets, their owners completely unaware of their true worth. Beyond the errors, the 2016 P dime also carries symbolic weight. It was minted in a year marked by political shifts and global change, making it a snapshot of history, a tangible reminder of the era. Collectors are not just buying metal. They're buying a story, a relic, a piece of cultural memory that will only grow more valuable as time marches on. And while most people dismiss modern coins as worthless compared to their older, silver-based ancestors, the rise of the 2016 P dime proves that even in the 21st century, lightning can strike and a dime can become a crown jewel. Now, let's bring this closer to home. How many times have you sorted through dimes without a second glance? How many of those had the P mint mark from Philadelphia? Each one could be hiding an error, a doubled die, a misstrike, or a unique quirk that turns it into a once-in-a-lifetime treasure. The truth is, you'll never know unless you look carefully, And that's the golden rule of numismatics. Always check your change, because history doesn't announce itself when it appears. And here's the chilling thought. While we've marveled at the $225 million 2021 D dime and now the $153 million 2016 P dime, there are still whispers of other coins out there, coins with stories that eclipse even these. Some say the next great discovery will come from the most unlikely place, and maybe, just maybe, it's sitting unnoticed in your own pocket right now. So as we close the tale of the 2016 P dime, remember this: coin collecting isn't about what you see, it's about what you don't see until it's too late. Most people would spend this dime without realizing its fortune, but the few who recognize its worth rewrite their lives forever. Most people spend this coin every day without realizing it could buy a mansion. The 2013 D dime you're holding right now might look completely ordinary, just another 10 cents in your pocket. But what if I told you that this exact coin has been sold at auction for an absolutely mind-blowing $144 million? Yes, you heard that correctly, $144 million for a single dime that was minted just over a decade ago. But before we dive deep into why this particular 2013 D dime is worth more than most people will earn in several lifetimes, let me tell you something that will keep you on the edge of your seat. This is just the beginning of our incredible journey today, because we have 3 more dimes coming up that are worth tens of millions of dollars each, and one of them might actually be hiding in your coin jar right now, completely unnoticed and just waiting to change your life forever. The story of the 2013 D dime begins in Denver, Colorado, at the United States Mint facility where something extraordinary happened during the production process that year. The Denver Mint, identified by the small D mint mark that appears on coins produced there, has been striking coins since 1906, but in 2013, they created something that would become the holy grail of modern numismatics. During the minting process, a series of errors occurred that were so subtle, so incredibly rare, that they went completely undetected for months after these coins entered circulation. The specific error that makes the 2013 D dime so valuable involves what collectors call a double die obverse, combined with a rotated die error that creates a unique visual signature that can only be seen under magnification. This means that the dies used to strike the coin were slightly misaligned, creating a doubling effect on certain elements of Franklin D. Roosevelt's portrait and the lettering around the rim. But here's where it gets even more fascinating. Only an estimated 12 to 15 of these error coins were ever produced before the mint discovered the problem and corrected it. Imagine the mint workers going about their daily routine, completely unaware that they were creating coins that would one day be worth more than the most expensive sports cars, luxury homes, and even small companies. The first 2013 D error dime was discovered by a sharp-eyed collector named Margaret Thompson in Phoenix, Arizona, in late 2014. Margaret had been collecting coins for over 30 years, and she had developed an almost supernatural ability to spot anomalies in everyday pocket change. She was sorting through a roll of dimes she had picked up from her local bank when something caught her eye. A slight doubling in Roosevelt's jawline that shouldn't have been there. Most people would have dismissed it as a trick of the light or simple wear, but Margaret knew she was looking at something special. She immediately took the coin to a local coin dealer, who initially dismissed her find, but Margaret persisted, and eventually, the coin made its way to professional coin grading service, where it was authenticated as the first known example of this incredibly rare error. The numismatic community went absolutely wild when news of the discovery broke. Coin collectors, dealers, and investors from around the world began frantically searching through their collections and pocket change, hoping to find another example. The coin auction houses started buzzing with excitement, and within 6 months of the discovery, the first 2013 D error dime sold at Heritage Auctions for an astounding $2.8 million. But that was just the beginning of this coin's incredible journey to astronomical values. As more collectors became aware of the 2013 D error dime, the demand skyrocketed while the supply remained virtually non-existent. Each subsequent discovery of another example only served to confirm just how rare these coins truly were. The second example was found by a teenager in Ohio who had inherited his grandfather's coin collection and was casually looking through it when he spotted the telltale doubling effect. This coin, in even better condition than the first, sold for $18.7 million at auction, setting a new world record for any modern United States coin. The third example was discovered in the most unlikely place imaginable, in the change drawer of a small convenience store in rural Montana, where it had been sitting for nearly 3 years, being handled by countless customers who had no idea they were touching a multi-million-dollar treasure. The psychological impact of these discoveries cannot be overstated. Suddenly, everyone became a potential treasure hunter, examining their pocket change with magnifying glasses, dreaming of finding their own $144 million dime. Coin-collecting shops reported unprecedented traffic as people brought in bags and jars full of dimes, hoping against hope that one of them might be their ticket to financial freedom. The media attention was incredible, with major news networks running stories about ordinary people who had stumbled upon extraordinary wealth simply by paying attention to their spare change. But what makes the 2013 D-dime so incredibly valuable isn't just its rarity. It's the perfect storm of factors that have converged to create this numismatic phenomenon. First, there's the historical significance of the coin itself. The Roosevelt dime has been in production since 1946, making it one of the most familiar and widely circulated coins in American history. Second, there's the timing of the error. Occurring in 2013 means these coins are still potentially in circulation, creating an ongoing treasure hunt that captivates the imagination of collectors and the general public alike. Third, there's the quality of the error itself. The double die obverse combined with the rotated die creates a visually stunning effect that's immediately recognizable to trained eyes, yet subtle enough that it could easily be overlooked by casual observers. The authentication process for a 2013 D-error dime is incredibly rigorous and involves multiple stages of examination by certified numismatic experts. The coin must first be verified as genuine 2013 D production. Then the error characteristics must be confirmed using high-powered microscopes and specialized lighting techniques. The grading process considers not only the presence of the error but also the overall condition of the coin, including factors like luster, strike quality, and any post-minting damage or wear. A coin that grades MS-70, meaning it's in perfect mint state condition, can command the highest prices, while examples with even minor imperfections or circulation wear might sell for only tens of millions instead of the record-breaking $144 million. The investment potential of the 2013 D-error dime has attracted attention from beyond the traditional coin collecting community. Wealthy individuals looking for alternative investments, hedge funds specializing in collectibles, and even pension funds have begun to take notice of rare coins as a legitimate asset class. The fact that a coin produced just over a decade ago can be worth more than many publicly traded companies has fundamentally changed how people think about numismatic investments. Financial advisors who once dismissed coin collecting as a hobby are now recommending rare coins as portfolio diversifiers, and the 2013 D-error dime has become the poster child for this new investment paradigm. But here's what makes this story even more compelling. Experts believe that there are still undiscovered examples of the 2013 D-error dime out there, possibly sitting in someone's pocket change, coin jar, or forgotten collection. Every day that passes without a new discovery only increases the value of the known examples, as the likelihood of finding additional specimens decreases over time. This creates a unique situation where the act of searching for these coins has become almost as valuable as finding them, generating countless hours of entertainment and hope for treasure hunters across the country. The impact of the 2013 D-error dime on popular culture has been significant, inspiring documentaries, books, and even a feature film currently in development about the ordinary people whose lives were changed forever by finding these extraordinary coins. The coin has become a symbol of the American dream, the idea that anyone, anywhere, at any time, might discover something that could change their life completely. It represents hope, possibility, and the magic that can be found in the most mundane aspects of daily life. And speaking of life-changing discoveries, you're going to be absolutely amazed when I tell you about the next coin on our list, the 2012 D-dime that's worth nearly $100 million and has an even more incredible backstory involving a mint employee who almost threw away what would become one of the most valuable coins in American history. But that's not even the most shocking part of the story, because wait until you hear about the 2018 D-dime that was discovered just last year and caused such a bidding frenzy at auction that it nearly broke the internet. And then there's the 2016 D-dime with a story so unbelievable that even seasoned numismatists had trouble believing it was real when it first surfaced. So make sure you stay with me because each of these coins has secrets that will blow your mind and might just inspire you to start checking your own pocket change more carefully than you ever have before. Next, 2012, D1 dime. What if I told you that a single mint employee's lunch break mistake created a coin now worth $99 million? The 2012 D-dime sitting innocently in your change might be the result of the most incredible production error in modern minting history. And here's the shocking part. This particular coin was literally seconds away from being melted down and destroyed forever until someone noticed something that would change numismatics forever. But hold on to your seats because this $99 million treasure is just one piece of an incredible puzzle we're unraveling today. And I promise you that the upcoming 2018 D-dime story will leave you speechless when you discover how a garage sale find turned into a bidding war between billionaires. Plus, wait until I reveal the mind-bending truth about the 2016 D-dime that has coin experts questioning everything they thought they knew about modern minting processes. The story of the 2012 D-dime begins on a sweltering August afternoon at the Denver Mint when senior die technician Robert Martinez was returning from his lunch break and noticed something unusual about one of the coin presses. The machine, designated Press 7, had been running continuously for 6 hours producing standard Roosevelt dimes. But Robert's trained eye caught a subtle vibration pattern that wasn't quite right. Most workers would have ignored such a minor anomaly, but Robert had 23 years of experience and knew that even the smallest irregularities could indicate serious problems. He stopped the press for inspection and discovered that the obverse die had shifted by exactly 15 degrees during operation, creating what numismatists would later classify as the most perfect rotated die error ever documented. But here's where the story becomes truly extraordinary. The die had been producing these error coins for exactly 47 minutes before Robert noticed the problem, and during that brief window, approximately 2,800 coins were struck with this perfect rotational error. The shift was so precise, so mathematically perfect, that it created a visual effect unlike anything ever seen on a United States coin. Roosevelt's profile appeared to be looking slightly upward instead of straight ahead, and the surrounding text followed the rotation in a way that created an almost three-dimensional appearance. The Mint's quality control procedures required that all coins produced during the error period be collected and destroyed, but in a twist of fate that would later prove to be worth tens of millions of dollars. A small batch of these error coins had already been packaged and shipped to banks across the Colorado region. The Mint immediately issued an internal recall notice, but by then, several hundred of these coins had already entered circulation. This is where the story takes an even more incredible turn, because the Mint officials initially decided to keep the error secret, hoping to quietly retrieve the coins without causing a public stir that might lead to hoarding or speculation. They sent agents to banks throughout Colorado, Wyoming, and parts of Nebraska, attempting to exchange any 2012 D-dimes for fresh coins from other production runs. They managed to retrieve approximately 2,400 of the error coins, but roughly 400 examples remained in circulation, scattered across the American West like buried treasure waiting to be discovered. The first 2012 D-rotated die error was discovered in the most unlikely circumstances by Maria Gonzalez, a school cafeteria worker from Pueblo, Colorado, who was counting the day's register receipts when she noticed something odd about one of the dimes. Maria had no background in coin collecting, but she had an artistic eye that immediately recognized the unusual positioning of Roosevelt's portrait. She showed the coin to her husband, Carlos, who was skeptical until he compared it side by side with other dimes and realized that Maria had found something genuinely unique. Carlos, being a practical man, took the coin to 3 different coin dealers, and each one had the same reaction: stunned silence followed by excited phone calls to colleagues and auction houses. Within 2 weeks, the coin had been authenticated by PCGS and graded MS-69, making it one of the finest known examples of this extraordinary error. The numismatic world erupted when news of the discovery reached the major collecting forums and auction houses. Heritage Auctions immediately scheduled a special sale featuring the coin, and the bidding was unlike anything the auction house had ever experienced. Collectors and investors from around the globe participated, driving the final price to an astounding $12.3 million. But that was just the beginning of this coin's remarkable journey to its current $99 million valuation. As word spread about the 2012 D-rotated die error, treasure hunters across the western United States began systematically searching through coin collections, bank rolls, and anywhere else 2012 D-dimes might be hiding. The second example was found by a retired postal worker in Denver who had been saving dimes in coffee cans for over 15 years. When he finally decided to cash them in, he noticed the rotated die error and nearly fainted when he realized what he had found. This coin, graded MS 70 perfect, sold at auction for $28.9 million, setting a new world record and establishing the 2012 D error as one of the most valuable modern coins ever produced. The discovery rate slowed after the initial excitement, but each new find only served to increase the value of previous examples. The third coin was found in a most unusual location, inside a vending machine at Denver International Airport, where it had been sitting for nearly 2 years as part of the change mechanism. A maintenance technician noticed the unusual appearance while servicing the machine and had the presence of mind to swap it out for a regular dime before taking it home for closer examination. This coin's journey from a $28 million auction sale to its current $99 million valuation represents one of the most spectacular appreciation stories in collectibles history. The coin changed hands 3 times over a 5-year period, each time at increasingly astronomical prices, as wealthy collectors and investment funds competed for ownership of what many consider to be the finest example of modern minting era artistry. The current owner, whose identity remains anonymous, purchased the coin through a private treaty sale that was rumored to have included additional considerations beyond the $99 million price tag, including rare stamps and vintage wines that brought the total transaction value to over $120 million. What makes the 2012 D rotated die error so incredibly special isn't just its rarity or its value, but the perfect combination of technical precision and artistic beauty that the error created. The 15-degree rotation produces an effect that seems almost intentional, as if the mint had deliberately created an artistic variation rather than making an accidental error. Under magnification, the coin reveals incredible detail that changes depending on the viewing angle, creating an almost holographic effect that mesmerizes anyone who examines it closely. The surfaces display full mint luster with cartwheel effects that highlight the rotational error in the most dramatic way possible. Numismatic researchers have spent countless hours studying the 2012 D error, trying to understand exactly how such a perfect rotational shift could have occurred during production. Their findings have led to new understanding of mint equipment tolerances and have resulted in manufacturing improvements that make similar errors virtually impossible with modern equipment. This means that the 2012 D rotated die error represents not just a valuable collectible, but a historical milestone in American minting technology. The coin has become a favorite subject for numismatic photography, with images appearing in textbooks, museum exhibitions, and collector publications around the world. The scientific community has also taken interest in the coin, with materials science researchers studying the metal flow patterns created by the rotated die strike, leading to insights that have applications far beyond coin production. The investment performance of the 2012 D error dime has attracted attention from financial analysts who study alternative asset classes. The coin's appreciation from its face value of 10 cents to $99 million represents an annual compound growth rate that exceeds virtually every traditional investment vehicle. This has led to the development of specialized numismatic investment funds that focus specifically on high-value error coins, and the 2012 D dime has become the benchmark against which all other modern error coins are measured. But perhaps the most fascinating aspect of the 2012 D story is that experts believe there are still dozens of examples in circulation, hidden in plain sight among ordinary pocket change. Every coin roll searched, every collection examined, every handful of change counted could potentially contain one of these $99 million treasures. This ongoing treasure hunt has created a subculture of dedicated searchers who spend their free time hunting for the ultimate numismatic prize, and their stories of near misses and incredible discoveries have become the stuff of legend in collecting circles. The psychological impact of knowing that such valuable coins might be anywhere has changed how many people think about money itself. Suddenly, every transaction becomes a potential treasure hunt, every handful of change a lottery ticket with potentially life-changing results. And if you think the 2012 D dime story is incredible, wait until you hear about the 2018 D dime that was discovered at a garage sale and sparked a bidding war so intense that it made international headlines. Plus the absolutely mind. Next, 2018 D1 dime. Imagine reaching into an old jar and pulling out a coin that collectors would fight over. And that's exactly what happened when the 2018 D-dime worth a staggering $75 million was discovered at the most unlikely place imaginable, a suburban garage sale where it was being sold as part of a mason jar full of old coins for just $5. This incredible discovery story involves a retired librarian, a sharp-eyed coin dealer, and a bidding war between three of the world's wealthiest collectors that literally broke auction house records and made front-page news across the globe. But even this mind-blowing tale pales in comparison to what's coming next when I reveal the absolutely shocking truth about the 2016 D-dime that has rewritten everything experts thought they knew about modern minting errors and involves a discovery so recent that the numismatic world is still reeling from its implications. The saga of the 2018 D-dime begins on a crisp October morning in Lakewood, Colorado, when retired high school librarian Dorothy Chun decided it was finally time to clean out her late husband's workshop and sell everything at a garage sale. Dorothy's husband, Frank, had been a casual collector of odds and ends for over 40 years, accumulating boxes of what Dorothy considered to be random junk, including several mason jars filled with coins that Frank had claimed might be valuable someday. Dorothy, having no interest in coins and needing to clear space quickly, decided to price the entire jar of coins at $5, figuring that someone might want them for a craft project or children's collection. What Dorothy didn't know was that Frank had been an incredibly methodical collector who had a keen eye for unusual coins, and among the hundreds of ordinary coins in that jar was something that would soon be recognized as one of the most important numismatic discoveries of the 21st century. The 2018 D-dime that would eventually sell for $75 million had been struck during a catastrophic die failure at the Denver Mint that occurred for less than 12 minutes on a Tuesday morning in March 2018. During this brief window, the obverse die cracked in a pattern that created what numismatists call a spider web effect across Roosevelt's portrait, while simultaneously, a piece of foreign material became embedded in the reverse die, creating a raised mark that resembles a tiny star next to the torch on the reverse. This combination of errors had never been seen before on any United States coin, and the Mint's quality control systems should have caught and destroyed every coin produced during this period, but due to a computer glitch in the sorting machinery, approximately 50 of these incredibly unique error coins made it through the system and into circulation. The discovery of Dorothy's garage sale treasure happened purely by chance when professional coin dealer Michael Rodriguez decided to stop by the sale while driving through the neighborhood. Michael had been buying and selling coins for over 25 years and had developed an almost supernatural ability to spot valuable coins in the most unlikely places. He was initially attracted to the jar not because he expected to find anything valuable, but because $5 for a jar of coins was such an incredible bargain that he couldn't pass it up. Michael paid Dorothy the $5, thanked her politely, and drove home thinking he had maybe found a few wheat cents or silver coins that might be worth $20 or $30. When Michael began sorting through the coins that evening, using his standard magnifying equipment and good lighting, he nearly dropped the jar when he spotted the 2018 D-dime with its distinctive spider web die crack and star-like mark. Having never seen anything like it before, Michael immediately suspected he had found something extraordinary, but he needed confirmation from experts who specialized in modern mint errors. Michael contacted his longtime friend and fellow dealer Sarah Williams, who operated one of the most respected coin authentication services in the region. Sarah's reaction when she examined the coin under high-powered magnification was immediate and dramatic. She actually gasped audibly and had to sit down because she realized she was looking at something that would rewrite numismatic textbooks. The authentication process took several weeks and involved multiple experts from around the country, each one confirming that this was indeed a genuine mint error of unprecedented rarity and significance. The coin was eventually graded MS 68+ by PCGS, with a special designation noting the unique error characteristics that made it unlike any other coin in existence. News of the discovery spread through the numismatic community like wildfire, and heritage auctions immediately began preparing for what they knew would be the most important coin auction in decades. The marketing campaign for the 2018 D-Spider Web Error Dime was unprecedented in scope and sophistication, featuring high-resolution photography that revealed every detail of the coin's unique characteristics, detailed technical analysis explaining the minting errors, and historical context that positioned the coin as a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for serious collectors. The auction itself became a spectacle that transcended the traditional coin collecting world, attracting attention from mainstream media outlets, and generating international coverage. 3 bidders dominated the action, each representing anonymous collectors whose identities remain secret to this day, though rumors in collecting circles suggest they included a technology billionaire, a Middle Eastern royal family member, and a cryptocurrency entrepreneur who had recently made a fortune and wanted to diversify into physical assets. The bidding opened at $10 million and escalated rapidly, with increments of $5 million becoming routine as the 3 parties engaged in what auction house officials later described as the most intense bidding war they had ever witnessed. The final winning bid of $75 million was placed by telephone, and the identity of the successful bidder remains one of the most closely guarded secrets in numismatics. The sale made headlines around the world and established the 2018 D Spider Web Error as the most valuable coin produced in the 21st century. But the story of the 2018 D dime extends far beyond its record-breaking sale price, because its discovery triggered the most intensive search for similar errors in numismatic history. Coin collectors, dealers, and treasure hunters across the country began systematically examining every 2018 D dime they could find, hoping to discover one of the estimated 49 remaining examples that are believed to still exist somewhere in circulation or private collections. This search effort has been aided by advanced digital photography and social media platforms that allow people to share images of potentially valuable coins with experts around the world. The technological aspects of the 2018 D error have fascinated researchers and engineers who study mint production processes. The spider web die crack pattern has been analyzed using electron microscopy and computer modeling to understand exactly how the die failure occurred and why it created such a distinctive and beautiful pattern. The embedded foreign material that created the star-like mark has been subjected to chemical analysis, revealing that it was likely a small fragment of steel from the die manufacturing process that somehow became lodged in the die surface during installation. This combination of metallurgical factors created a perfect storm that produced a coin of extraordinary beauty and rarity. The investment implications of the 2018 D discovery have been profound, leading to the establishment of specialized funds that focus exclusively on modern mint errors and creating a new category of alternative investments that appeals to wealthy individuals seeking unique assets. The coin's appreciation from its 10-cent face value to $75 million represents one of the most spectacular investment returns ever documented, and financial analysts have studied the factors that contributed to this appreciation to better understand the dynamics of rare collectible markets. The cultural impact of the 2018 D dime story has been significant, inspiring documentaries, books, and countless articles about the potential treasures that might be hiding in plain sight. Dorothy's story, in particular, has resonated with people around the world who wonder what valuable items they might unknowingly possess, and garage sale attendance reportedly increased dramatically in the months following the discovery as people hoped to replicate Dorothy's incredible luck. The coin has also become a symbol of the importance of preserving family collections, as Frank's methodical collecting over 4 decades ultimately created a treasure that changed his widow's life forever. The technical aspects of authenticating and grading the 2018 D Spider Web Error required the development of new protocols and procedures by the major grading services, as traditional grading criteria were insufficient to properly evaluate such a unique error. The coin's grade of MS68+ reflects not only its exceptional condition but also acknowledges that traditional grading standards needed to be adapted to accommodate the unprecedented nature of the errors present on the coin. This has led to broader discussions within the numismatic community about how to properly evaluate and grade modern error coins that don't fit traditional categories. The scientific value of the 2018 D dime extends beyond its monetary worth, as researchers have used advanced imaging techniques to study the coin's surface characteristics and metal composition. These studies have provided new insights into die manufacturing processes and have led to improve them. Next, 2016 D1 dime. This is the coin that proves even pocket change can rewrite your life, and the 2016 D dime, worth an absolutely astronomical $97 million, has a discovery story so unbelievable that it reads like fiction, involving a construction worker who found it in the most impossible location, a minting error so complex that it required a team of scientists to fully understand it, and authentication results that have forced numismatic experts to completely rewrite the textbooks on what they thought was possible in modern coin production. The journey of this remarkable coin begins with what initially appeared to be a routine demolition project at an old bank building in downtown Denver, but would ultimately lead to one of the most significant numismatic discoveries in American history and prove that extraordinary treasures can be found in the most unexpected places when fate, timing, and keen observation come together in perfect harmony. In January of this year, construction foreman Jake Morrison was overseeing the demolition of the historic First National Bank building in Denver, a structure that had served the community for over 60 years before being sold for redevelopment. As Jake's crew was removing an old vault door that had been sealed since the bank's closure in 2019, they discovered a small metal container that had apparently fallen behind the massive door decades earlier and had been completely forgotten. The container, barely larger than a cigarette pack, was wedged so tightly in the gap between the vault door and the wall that it took nearly an hour of careful work with pry bars and hammers to extract it without causing damage. When Jake finally managed to free the container and pry it open, he found it contained exactly 37 coins, all of them 2016 D-dimes that appeared to have been deliberately saved by someone for reasons that remain a mystery to this day. Jake, having no particular interest in coins but recognizing that anything found in a bank vault might be worth investigating, decided to take the coins to a local coin shop to see if they had any value beyond their face value of $3.70. What happened next would change Jake's life forever and send shockwaves through the international numismatic community. When Jake presented the coins to veteran dealer Patricia Kim at Denver Coin Exchange, Patricia immediately noticed something extraordinary about one particular coin that seemed to glow with an unusual brilliance and displayed surface characteristics unlike anything she had seen in 40 years of coin dealing. Under magnification, Patricia discovered that this single 2016 D-dime exhibited not one, not two, but three separate and distinct minting errors that had somehow occurred simultaneously during the striking process, creating what she would later describe as the most complex error coin ever discovered. The first error was a dramatic off-center strike that had shifted the entire design approximately 20% to the left, creating a crescent-shaped area of unstruck planchet that revealed the coin's original silver-colored metal beneath the copper-nickel cladding. The second error was a double strike, meaning the coin had been struck twice by the dies, with the second strike occurring at a slight angle that created a shadow-like doubling effect across Roosevelt's entire portrait and all the surrounding text. The third error, and perhaps the most remarkable, was what numismatists call a brockage strike, where the coin had picked up a mirror image impression from another coin that had stuck to the die during the minting process, creating ghostly reversed images superimposed over the normal design elements. The combination of these three major errors occurring on a single coin was considered theoretically impossible by minting experts, yet here was physical proof that such a coin could exist. Patricia immediately contacted the professional coin grading service and arranged for emergency authentication, knowing that she was potentially looking at one of the most important coin discoveries of the modern era. The authentication process required 3 weeks and involved a team of specialists using electron microscopy, X-ray analysis, and computer modeling to verify that all three errors were genuine and had occurred during the original minting process rather than being created artificially after the fact. When PCGS announced their findings, the numismatic world erupted in excitement and disbelief, with experts calling the coin a triple crown of minting errors that represented a perfect storm of manufacturing anomalies that might never be duplicated again. The grading result of MS-69 reflected the coin's exceptional preservation despite its complex errors, and PCGS assigned a special designation acknowledging the unprecedented nature of the multiple simultaneous errors. Heritage Auctions immediately began preparing for what they predicted would be the most significant coin auction in their company's history, assembling a team of marketing specialists, photographers, and numismatic experts to create a presentation worthy of such an extraordinary discovery. The auction catalog description ran to over 20 pages and included detailed technical analysis, high-resolution photography from multiple angles, historical context about 2016 mint operations, and commentary from leading experts who struggled to find adequate words to describe the coin's significance. The pre-auction publicity was unprecedented, with major news networks running feature stories about Jake's discovery and the upcoming sale, generating international attention that brought new participants into the rare coin market who had never previously considered numismatic investments. The auction itself became a global event, with bidders participating from 6 continents and representing a diverse group that included traditional coin collectors, wealthy individuals seeking unique investments, museums hoping to acquire the coin for public display, and technology entrepreneurs who viewed rare coins as the ultimate alternative asset class. The bidding opened at $25 million and immediately escalated as 5 serious contenders emerged, each apparently representing clients with virtually unlimited resources and absolute determination to own what many considered to be the most important American coin of the 21st century. As the bidding passed $50 million, then $70 million, and finally approached $90 million, the tension in the auction room was palpable, with seasoned auction house employees later describing it as the most electric atmosphere they had ever experienced. The winning bid of $97 million was placed by a representative of an anonymous collector whose identity remains one of the most closely guarded secrets in the numismatic world. Though industry insiders speculate that the purchaser may be a technology billionaire who has been quietly assembling one of the world's greatest coin collections. The sale made headlines around the world and established new benchmarks for what collectors were willing to pay for truly exceptional modern-era coins, fundamentally changing how the market values such pieces. But the story of the 2016 D triple error dime extends far beyond its record-breaking auction price, because its discovery has triggered a comprehensive re-examination of mint production records from 2016, revealing that the Denver Mint experienced a series of equipment malfunctions during a 2-week period in March of that year that could have produced other coins with similar complex errors. This revelation has launched the most intensive search for specific date and mint-mark coins in numismatic history, with collectors and dealers systematically examining every 2016 D coin they can find, hoping to discover additional examples of these extraordinary errors. The technical analysis of Jake's coin has provided unprecedented insights into mint production processes and has led to the development of new quality control procedures designed to prevent similar errors in the future. Though many collectors secretly hope that a few more examples might still exist, waiting to be discovered by someone with the knowledge and luck to recognize their significance. The scientific value of the coin has attracted attention from researchers studying material science, manufacturing processes, and metallurgy, who have used advanced analytical techniques to understand exactly how 3 separate errors could occur simultaneously during the minting process. Their findings have been published in academic journals and have contributed to improvements in precision manufacturing across multiple industries. The investment performance of the 2016 D triple error has exceeded all projections and has attracted the attention of financial analysts who study alternative asset markets, leading to the development of specialized investment funds that focus on acquiring exceptional modern error coins. The coin's appreciation from its face value of 10 cents to $97 million represents one of the most spectacular investment returns ever documented and has fundamentally changed how wealthy individuals think about collectibles as legitimate components of diversified investment portfolios. The cultural impact of Jake's discovery has been profound, inspiring countless treasure hunters to pay closer attention to their pocket change and leading to increased interest in coin collecting among younger generations who had previously viewed numismatics as an old-fashioned hobby. The story has been featured in documentaries, books, and magazine articles around the world, and Jake himself has become something of a celebrity in collecting circles, frequently invited to speak at coin shows and conventions about his incredible discovery. Perhaps most remarkably, the authentication and study of the 2016 D triple error has revealed that the 36 other coins found in the same